And here we are in another GBGuns Armory series. As a reminder, once again, this is not the review. The review's already done. Check the pinned comment, check my website. That's where it publishes first. Then the videos are over on the main channel. These videos are meant to be thoughts and feels as well as a discussion with you, hoping to hear your thoughts and feels and questions on stuff that's been out for a while. In this case, with the Star 30M, been out for quite some time, decades, and the manufacturer's out of business. This is a surplus gun that I saw and was intrigued by, and I just jumped on. Even though the only other Star firearm that I own disappointed me greatly, the Super, I forget the actual nomenclature, but it looks like a 1911, but it's not a 1911. And I'm sure it was a fine gun at one point. It's just by the time I got my hands on it, it was worn out. This thing, on the other hand, which, as I recall, was produced in 1990, was not worn out. And really a nice pistol. It was meant to be a competitor of the Beretta 92, and I could definitely see that. It's all steel, so it weighs a freaking ton. Aside from magazines that don't drop free, which is a more European attitude about reloads, about retaining the magazines. If you doubt me, just look at the MP5. But what intrigued me most was the safety, which is slide mounted. However, at least on mine, stiff enough that you don't have to worry about hitting it when you rack. The safety moves the firing pin in to a point that it's not going to be hit by the hammer should the hammer drop, which I find to be an interesting, neat thing. I've seen that on a couple other guns, mostly from small makers or experiments, other than the Walther P5, where the firing pin is moved both inward and upward to be aligning with a pocket on the hammer, so that if the hammer drops when the gun's in safe, it doesn't strike the firing pin. I thought that was pretty neat. All steel guns are neat. Longer slide guns are fun. I really enjoyed shooting this thing, other than that ramped front sight post, which, as you can see, at one point had some paint on it. It needs more paint. I gotta throw that on there. My eyes just, it was too difficult to find a proper aiming point. A lot of the short attention span folks for that video tuned out during the initial cold shots. As you guys know, cold shots I do from 20 to 25 yards, typically on a 12-inch round or a reduced size torso. So I need to find the aiming point for the pistol quickly for that. I start off my first shots at such a distance because it forces me to really focus on learning the gun. It's a way to make my hand, eyes, etc. pay attention to everything in order to try to make those hits. And that usually can result in rapid learning of the gun. With this thing it didn't, just because I couldn't tell where my point of aim should be. Once we got over to the paper, we got that figured out, and this turned out to be spectacularly accurate, really nicely made gun. There are lots of theories on the internet as to why Star went out of business. Certainly it appears there were lots of contributing factors that went into it. The Clinton era ban on firearms certainly did not help things, and it's kind of a shame. I would love to see somebody bring this back. It's kind of a double stack P210 slash CZ75 combo of a design. If we could move the slide back to the outside of the frame where it should ride, so that those with hands can grab and rack easily, but otherwise keep this going. Let's maybe get some pick there. The slide is wide enough for a micro compact red dot these days. This could be updated very easily and keep with a very nice shooting, very comfortable gun. I hope some of you were able to jump on these while they're available. As at the time I'm filming this, they're still out there. As I've noticed happens with surplus guns, a pile of them gets brought in, sold, and then it's like the importers wait. They give it 5 years, 8 years, 10 years before another pile of them are brought in. And they do that to help maintain the value. If you blow them all out at once, then they're worth less at the time, and there's nothing left to sell in the future. From some of you I've heard bought one of these for roughly the same price that I bought this one, but about a decade earlier, and enjoyed it, and then eventually sold it because you lost interest, and now you wish you had it. They're still out there. This one was in great condition. Very, very impressive. I wonder if it even saw service. It is marked GC for Guardia Civil. Sorry, I don't speak Spanish. That is the somewhat paramilitary police organization in Spain, but it looks like it was just spent its life in a locker or on the gun rack. The later we go in this batch of imports, I expect you'll see prices drop, not because of lack of demand, but because the quality of those surplus guns degrades. A lot of companies sell off their nice ones first to get people interested, and then once interest is up, they start selling the ones that are a little more beat up. I jumped on this thing the first day it was advertised because, like I said, it had some neat features. But love to hear more from you guys on these guys. I've learned a lot. How much of it is lore, how much of it is fact, I don't know, because while I trust everyone has the best intent in telling me what they know about something, I don't know where you got that information from, and if that info is any good. In the end, it really doesn't matter. This is a nice pistol. Would it be a bedside gun? No. Would it be a camp gun? No, not with these sights. It is lacking a lot of features that, quite frankly, for the same amount of money, you get a more modern gun that has. However, as a collector, it's a cool piece to have. So I appreciate those who brought this in. This one was imported by Century Arms. Neat piece. Thanks for watching.